Hey everybody, Crow back again with another Top 3 Tuesday response to Michael B. the Game Genie. I'm actually on my way home from work and I'm caught by a train. I figured now might be a good time to do it. So if I'm looking off in the distance, I'm looking to see if the train's going to end. So I figured I could do this video really quick while the train's going because I think I could do it really quick. And the top 3 is the top 3 Atari 2600 games. I didn't do the last couple weeks for 2 reasons. 1, I've been hooked on Zelda. And 2 is I wasn't really feeling doing those videos, those topics. I think it was like arcade games that never got home ports, or top 3 Mega Man games. But this one's right up my alley. Top 3 Atari 2600 games. Looks like that's the end of the train. Is it? It might be. If it is, I'm going to cut this short. Because I'll have to be driving. And oh wait, no. Yes, that was it. Never mind. All right, well now I'm at the parking lot at Walmart. I thought I was going to go home and redo the whole video, but since I'm just sitting in the Walmart parking lot waiting for my wife to return something, I figure I might as well continue the video. Anyway, Atari 2600, yeah, I had to do it, and I knew I could do it quickly and get back to The Legend of Zelda after I edit this video. And it's going to be a really quickly edited video. It's not going to be like the ones I've done before, just so I could get it done and get back to Zelda. I'm really hooked on the game. I know I've been playing it for... I've been playing it since it was released, and I'm not done with it. I still got territories to uncover. I know that there are many people that are done with the game, and I'm like, already? I still got lots of stuff to explore. Anyway, Atari 2600, yeah, I grew up with the Atari 2600. It was the first game system that I ever really played on, until I got more into like the Commodore 64 and stuff. So, and then eventually getting the NES. But yeah, I played tons of Atari 2600 games. So, to start with, my number 3 choice is oddly enough going to be a game that I actually didn't play growing up, and that's Wizard of War. I had to put this one on there, and I actually discovered this game, I don't know, maybe around 10 years ago. I wound up getting a lot of Atari 2600 games on eBay, and it didn't even specify how many games in it. It just said it was going to be a big box of games. It wound up having about 40 Atari 2600 games in it, and it was a really cheap price, too. It was like between 10 and 20 bucks. It was really cheap. It was like free shipping. So I was going through the games, and one of the games was Wizard of War, and immediately as soon as I started playing it, I'm going to try and angle this so I'm not interrupting the footage. I'm going to have like some footage in the corner, I guess. The sound effects, again, it's based on an arcade game, but for some reason I'd never heard of this game up until I played it on Atari 2600. So it's a port of an arcade game, and I was just hooked on it. The sound effects, running through the mazes, shooting the monsters, it was really, really good. There's lots of flickering in the game, but it really didn't hinder my enjoyment of the game. And since then, I've gotten at least 3 more copies. I know there was a Midway arcade collection on the PSP that has Wizard of War on it, so that's pretty much, I think, the best home port of it, other than just emulating it on MAME. And also I have a version for the Atari 8-bit computers, and that's a really good version of the game as well. It's the arcade version has that really wacky speech and everything, but the Atari 2600 really does a good job with the sound effects and the flashing lights and everything. So I have to put Wizard of War at number 3. It's a really fun game. Number 2, now this was a game I played when I was a kid. In fact, my number 2 and number 1 I played a lot as a kid, but gotta go with Chopper Command. Gotta put an Activision game on this list, and I think my favorite Activision game is gonna be Chopper Command. Kind of a shooter in a way. You're a chopper, kind of just flying through the levels, eliminating all the enemy planes, and yeah, lots of fun. It plays a little bit like Defender, if you think about it, just that they don't come down and capture. I mean, these other planes are kind of bombing your convoy, and you're pretty much protecting the convoy. It's just the planes won't come down and take the convoys. But yeah, it's very colorful. I like the chopper sound effect. I always like the fact that it looked like the chopper was shooting lasers. I don't know if it's really supposed to be shooting lasers or not, but it just sounds like that. Choo, 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 choo. So yeah, Chopper Command, absolutely number 2. And my number number one spot has got to go to my absolute favorite Atari 2600 game, and I know there's at least one other YouTuber out there that will agree with me. It doesn't do that many. I'm not going to say who it is, but if you're watching this, you know who you are, and you know what I'm going to say. Number one Atari 2600 game has got to be Circus Atari, and it's basically a port of an arcade game called Circus. I think it's called Circus, and it's also on like a bunch of other systems. But for my money, the best version of the game is the Atari 2600 version, because it's so smooth. You've got the paddle controller, and it's something that there's all these compilations of Atari 2600 games, and I find that none of them do the paddle justice. You cannot play this game without a paddle controller, I think. I mean, you may be able to do it with a mouse. I think Atari Leaf was showing how to do that with a mouse for some other compilation or MAME or something. But, yeah, nothing really replicates the smooth control you get with a set of non-jittery paddle controllers. And that's where, I could have easily put 3 paddle controller games on my top 3 list for the Atari 2600, but I kind of wanted to spread it around a little bit. But yeah, that's the real strength of the Atari 2600 are the paddle games. And you almost really need an Atari 2600 with the paddle controllers, as opposed to emulating the Atari 2600 or playing it on one of these many compilations that have been coming out, because nothing has replicated that. But Circus Atari, you've got the clowns. Basically, they jump up and they pop the balloons. You basically have to turn the dial to control where, try to catch that guy when he's going to land, to pop the other guy up in the air, to pop more balloons. And it's just one of those games where you could get into a trance, and it's like, it doesn't have the greatest sound effects, except for when you do complete a roll of balloons, because then the sound effects could go crazy. It's just my favorite game. That's where I'm going to have to go with that. And there you go, my top 3 Atari 2600 games. I feel I may have done this list before, but it's worth repeating. And actually, last time I may have done this list, if I had done it at all, I may not have put Wizard of War on there, but I think it is one of my top 3 now, absolutely. Got to put Chopper Command on there, and absolutely number 1, Circus Atari, and I doubt that's going to change anytime soon. Anyway, so I wanted to make this a lot quicker than before, so let's cut this video before my wife gets back. All right, edit this later. See y'all then. Bye.